Hello. This is day 13 of development on Simulacra, the Balatro inspired pinball roguelite. Um, I did not get a ton done today. What I did get done that is visual uh, is I bound all this stuff, but unfortunately, the systems that interact with these datums, other than this one, aren't implemented yet. I don't have the discard system going, or the selection phase, or the inventory system. I mean, I have the bones of all that stuff outlined, but it's not even in discrete classes yet. I just have been writing everything in this class to get into their own individual files later. Here and like where else? Where's my other one? Inventory item. Uh, all of my other classes. These are just a bunch of abstract shells for inventory items. Anyway, you don't want to see source code. But balls is the only one the only counter that is actually doing anything right now. I set up the logic for uh, tracking whether or not a ball has been launched out of the launcher. So basically, I also put the glass over the playfield, but it's not low enough. I just realized the ball hit this, bounced up into the glass, and then went over the flippers. Um, but when we launch a ball and it makes it out of here, and leaves a collider that is in this box, it sets a flag and tells the game's internal logic that it's ready to that the ball has been launched into the playfield. It has to get to here and then exit, so out this way or that way. And that disables this collider, which allows a ball to come in. That's temporary. I am going to change that, and I'll show what that's going to end up looking like here in a second. But right now, it lets us do multi-ball stuff. I have not actually... I'm really bad at this. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I've lost my train of thought because I drained all of the balls immediately. But yeah, so I haven't implemented. You probably noticed that. Well, you probably didn't notice because nothing happened. Because I didn't score anything because none of the balls hit anything before they all drained. But the system currently, let's see, is not evaluating whether or not a turn it's ended. It's just scoring based off of the ball ending. I haven't implemented the turn end logic. I do have it outlined. So we can detect when we're still in a turn, not in a turn. The reason I don't have it yet is because I just haven't set up the playfield's logic for tracking how many balls are in it. So the inverse of what this collider is doing will be done out here. And I don't actually even need another collider for it. I just need to put a script on the playfield itself, because the ball is pretty much always in contact with it, and then set a sleep timer for when it like bounces off and whatever. But yeah, so I just don't have anything tracking how many balls are active, which is a precondition to checking if a turn has ended or not, and so it's not set up for turns yet. But eventually, probably by the end of the day tomorrow, if that's the direction that I keep heading in. This section here, that's the base score and your mult, will not be calculated and added to your total score until after your turn ends. And the definition of a turn is when all of your balls have ended and there are not any balls in the playfield, right? Just in the launcher. So yeah, I want there to be like a risk or reward for having multiple balls in the playfield at the same time, because some stickers will only activate on will apply an effect on ball end rather than on turn end, or on ball drain rather than all. And there's some I can't think of the word. I'm thinking so hard right now. Synergies between stickers that activate on ball drain and stickers that prevent balls from ending after they've been drained by teleporting them back into the playfield, stuff like that. Um, so that's gonna be a really important thing mechanically, is that this score accumulates until your turn ends, and then depending on your risk profile and your build, you might be launching all of your balls in the same turn, and you might be launching one, you might be launching two, whatever suits you in the moment, right? Uh, anyway, that's that. This little launcher thing is temporary. What is actually going to end up happening is, and this is a really horrible rendition, my laptop battery got here today, so I'll be able to draw with a stylus, which is going to make it much better, but it will improve my abilities slightly. Um, but this is a terrible artist rendition of what this will actually look like when it's done. So this is just temporary because I don't have the inventory system set up. I just have it defined roughly, and I'm still working on building it out the rest of the way, and then adding the UI and stuff that I need for it, and also the code structures that I need to encapsulate the ball into a different visual object. There's a whole bunch of shit, right? But instead of having a physical like ball tray with the balls that you've selected in it, you when you enter a blind, you'll be focused on this area, or not blind. I'm using Balatro terms. I'm gonna call them encounters. I think I had an idea and that I liked, but I now don't remember what it was. I think I'm doing encounters because the other thing is I'm gonna have the encounter selection screen be formatted as a high score like list that you would see on like a arcade machine, not necessarily a pinball machine, because most pinball machines don't have screens like that. But this is not a pinball machine. It's just a, kind of simulacra of a pinball machine, right? I feel like such a dick. Anyway, the camera will pan up to the shop, and then the shop will transition to the high score screen where you can select an encounter or skip an encounter, right? Um, if you're familiar with Balatro, you'll kind of have an idea of what I'm talking about. If you're not, then you should go get familiar with Balatro, because it's like the best game ever made that is not Counter-Strike or Tarkov. So I got kind of in the weeds there for a second and just went off on a tangent because I am tired, but this will no longer exist. And the balls will only be physical, like 3D balls, when they are in the launcher or in the playfield. There's a type of ball that's going to be a glass ball that has a chance of being destroyed. If it is destroyed, it'll do something fancy, which is come back out of the place that it came in through, but as if it has been shredded. And then also all of the ball cards, which is what will actually represent the balls when they're not in the playfield and stuff, that are in your inventory, will come back out of the place that they go in at the end of the round, assuming that you survive. Anyway, I really should have wrote a script. I'm just so tired. I haven't wrote a script for any of these yet, but I'm gonna start doing it. Especially if I start going over more stuff like I am right now. So these bad boys are horrible renditions of cards by me. You'll have a 3D kind of hologram sort of perspective of the ball embedded in the card. So these are flat. You'll be able to like rotate them a little bit, right? But you'll see the ball as if there's a 3D space inside the card. And then the ball type down here, and when you mouse over it, it'll tell you like what edition it is and that kind of stuff, or like what effects are on it. And just information about this specific ball. And then since this is focused initially, you'll have a button down here that allows you to start the actual round, and that'll put the main screen into focus. But you'll be able to discard regardless of what state this is in. So select discard to get a different combination of these, and then reorder them. The reordering part is important, and that's why there's also a play button. Once you hit the play button, the first slot here will be loaded into the ball tray by animating into what will look like a bill receptacle or a card slot, like on a teller machine. Um, that's also what will spit the cards back out after the round ends or when the ball drains. I haven't decided yet, or when it's destroyed. Uh, and also an animation will play rendering the ball into the physical space in the launcher. Um, so that's what that's going to be. Trying to think if there's anything else about this that I wanted to talk about. I don't think there is. I think that's kind of everything. But yeah, once you hit start, it's just gonna take the sequence until you are out of balls. And you have no more balls available. Good. Um, we got there in the end. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. I probably forgot stuff, but I am very tired and I'm gonna go put a battery in my laptop and sleep also. So I'm gonna leave it at that. If you are not subscribed yet, you should subscribe so that you can keep keeping up with this, I guess. I don't know. If you want to buy the game eventually, you want to do that. And then if you want to get a free copy of the game, support on GoFundMe. That would be awesome. If you can't support on GoFundMe, share it. That would be awesome. Also, share this video. That would be awesome. Like, comment, all that stuff would be great. And I would really appreciate it. Okay, thanks. Bye.